Welcome, gamers from around the globe. You've dropped into the best place for Game Pass news. That's right, it's the Game Pass Tracker Show. This is episode 126, recorded live Thursday, November 2nd. I'm Nick Metzger, here with the best dang co-host a guy could ever have, Mr. Sean Abbott. We are about to fill your brains with all this week's bits and bobs of Xbox, like Xbox banning any officially unofficial accessories. You better believe it. A review of the partner preview. That's happening. A reload of all that Xbox news in October. You better believe that too. And of course, a breakdown of all things Xbox Game Pass. You better sit down. You better buckle up because Game Pass Tracker is one crazy ride.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to today's show. We just want to welcome you all to your favorite Xbox Game Pass podcast, the Game Pass Tracker Show. You can find us pretty much in every social networking app that is available, just at Game Pass Tracker. If you have any thoughts, any questions, don't hesitate to shoot us an email. You can do that by going to your little email app, typing in show@gamepasstracker.com, write in whatever you want, make it snappy, make it funny. We will read it out live. If you are liking what you are hearing, we'd love to hear from you guys. So you can go to your podcasting app of choice and leave us a review, and that really helps us grow and reach more of you fans. And we wouldn't be a Game Pass show if we weren't promoting the big daddy itself, Xbox Game Pass. If you love Game Pass, you love the show, even with all our mix-ups and mishaps in the opening speech for this evening, you can show your support by heading to the link in the description and sign up to Game Pass within the next 24 hours from the Xbox.com website. Not only will you be supporting us, the Game Pass Tracker Show, but you'll be supporting everything that we do behind the scenes. You will also be signing up to the best gaming subscription going, Xbox Game Pass. Sign up to whatever you want. That's PC Game Pass, Core, or Game Pass Ultimate, but Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass get you the best perks in terms of EA Play. But go do it your own way, play your own way by using the code in the chat or the show notes. You'll help us continue to create the awesome content that we love to make for you guys, our amazing fans. So without further ado, Nick, let's head into the Game Pass headlines.
Oh, Sean, we have so much news, so many games, a lot of news, man. It's going to be a show. I hope you guys are ready for it.
Yeah, I know. I went on holiday and then came back. Haven't really kept into the gaming loop much this week, and I'm looking through our doc, and I've been looking through all the posts that our social team have been doing on the Game Pass Tracker X page, and I'm like, holy crap. There is some games coming up. That backlog is just going to grow bigger and bigger.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you went on vacation, let me tell you. Xbox did not. Like, they were just crapping out games left and right, and they were good games. I have spent more time on my Xbox this week since probably Hogwarts Legacy for me. I have played a lot of Xbox, and I'm excited to talk about it, y'all.
The fridge door. No
I know, right? It's true. Yeah, I am very excited to talk about it. But let's get you up to date on all the games that have dropped, are dropping, gonna drop, and drop McDroppersons. The first game is Cities Skylines 2. Hey, I got a story, Sean. I said I was gonna play this game on my PC. Well, guess what? My PC can't play this game. It was like, how much memory do you got? No. Have a nice day. Here's Solitaire. You can play that. Have fun. So I have not played this game.
Oh, no way. It's rolling through the B-roll at the moment, and that looks awesome. So
yeah, I was bummed.
It's a shame.
But my board and my level of productivity at work was not. It was very happy that I probably couldn't play. If you don't know, Cities Skylines 2 is like the Sim City, if you're old and remember that game, for the current gen. Available day one with PC Game Pass. Raise the city from the ground up and transform it into a thriving metropolis in the long-awaited sequel to the smash hit city buildings, Cities Skylines, with deep simulation, a living economy, and more realistic features than ever before. It looks awesome. I can't wait to play it. It will be out on console. When it's out on console, I will play it, but I can't right now. So it is what it is. Now, normally, well, actually, let's jump to the next game, not the next game on our list, but your game. So then in Thursday, October 22nd, a very cool game came out that I know Sean was super excited about.
Yeah, Dead Space Remastered. I believe that's the one that you're on about. That was the 26th of
You're on it.
October, not the 27th. But yeah, Dead Space Remastered came out. I haven't had a chance to play this, but it came out just in time for Halloween. It's included in your PC Game Pass and Game Pass Ultimate membership that you have. So you get that with the EA Play. I mean, the videos I've seen of this and the people I've kind of seen talking about this are super excited. They've absolutely loved it, and it only looks scarier and more gruesome than originally. So, and the original was pretty gruesome and scary. So,
yeah. I cut the trailer for it and I was like, yeah, I wasn't gonna play it, and now if I ever thought I might, I'm definitely not. So I'm excited for y'all who love this kind of game because it looks cool. I mean, if you like this thing, so
yeah,
sure.
I wonder if the zero gravity part is still as stressful as it was originally, because I can remember that section being quite horrific to do. So,
I think the whole thing's horrific, but God bless you all. Coming out on the same day for folks like me is none other than the cute cat game called Miniko's Night Market, which I put a lot of time into and absolutely love. And I'll talk about it more on the dashboard. But man, this game is just so much fun. If you like the cute crafty things, I have to stop, or else I'm gonna keep going when I'm not supposed to, and we're supposed to talk about it in the dashboard. But Miniko's Night Market.
There was a little conversation going off between Nick and one of our good friends, Hambo and Johnny, about Miniko's Night Market and how much it has pulled Nick back into the old Animal Crossing days, with having the spreadsheet titling like what price everything is at what time, and so yeah, he's liked it that much.
Yeah, I got a spreadsheet rolling. It's pretty awesome. I'm loving it. That came out October 22nd as well. And for the others, for others, we got the Frog Detective, which I have not put any time into, but I can tell you a little bit about maybe, yes, I can. Available now on PC and coming to Game Pass on Xbox consoles. Play as the detective in 3 silly mysteries. Finding clues and questioning suspects is just part of the job for such an experienced frog as yourself. Frog Detective, the entire mystery, is a collection of 3 Frog Detective cases. So it was 3 games. Now you're getting them all in one, and you're paying the low price of a Game Pass submission. So there you go. Submission? I don't know. Whatever.
What are you subscribing to? Submission. Anyway.
Submit yourself to Game Pass and play, would you?
Excuse me.
There you go. That's Thursday, October 26th. And then now we move into what's out this week, my friends. And we got a whole bunch of Halloween drops. Sean, have you put any time into... you have. You've put some time into Descent, right? You just told me.
I have, and yeah, I have. And if you're my friend on Discord, you're currently seeing that I'm still sat playing it because it's currently paused on the Xbox right next to me. So I'm like, yeah, I'm digging this game. I spoke to you a little bit in the week, because even though I'm on holiday, I always speak to Nick. So it's like a daily check-in, at least a daily check-in.
For sure.
So, right. Sure. So, and he's been telling me all about this game, and oh my word, it's so nice. I can't wait to play more of it. It's if you have a VR headset, the Meta Quest, Meta Quest, I think is the correct term for it now, not Oculus. If you have that and you've ever played the game The Climb or The Climb 2, this game is a perfect in betweener for that. It brings everything, all the excitement of the climbing without the vertical sickness that you get for wearing a VR headset and trying to climb in real life. So.
Yes, I will. I have finished this game, y'all. That's how much I love it. I beat it in two days. It's not a big game. You could probably, if you really want to spend it, you could beat it in a sitting. I will talk more about it in the dashboard, but Descent dropped on Halloween, Tuesday, October 31st, the coolest day of the year, and then came out a little pigeon game we like to call Headbangers Rhythm Royale. We like to call it that because that's its title. And it dropped on everywhere. Everywhere? Did it drop everywhere? Yeah, it did. Everywhere. So did Descent, by the way.
Everywhere, day one.
Day one, too. Yeah, that's right. How dare I forget such awesome news. Day one. Also a game I've played, and I will chat a little bit more. Man, I'm telling you, Sean, I was just in it. I was playing the games and doing the things. This game is a rhythm-based online co-op game, something similar to maybe like a Fall Guys type thing. And it's fun, and I'll tell you more about the puzzles, or not the puzzles, but the little, what would you call them? Like challenges. There you go. Challenges.
Pigeons.
Yeah, there you go. More about
So,
the
yeah.
challenges in the dashboard. Next.
Cool.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm assuming it's next is War Tales, which
That's
is a
right.
game that we didn't know about, but now we do. So War Tales is an open world RPG in which you lead a group of mercenaries in the search for wealth across a massive medieval universe. Explore the world, recruit companions, collect bounties, and unravel the secrets of tombs of the ancients. This is available cloud, console, and PC, and it came out today. Not today, yeah, no, 31st of October. Sorry.
Yep. It's this is one of the ones I didn't get to. I have not played this one. So awesome. And then next came out today. This one did come out today. Thirsty Suitors, not shooters, suitors. This game looks freaking hilarious, y'all. I mean, you're trying to court people, you're trying to dodge your in-laws. I don't know. It is hilarious. But so here's what it is. Came out November 2nd everywhere on Game Pass. Available day one. Thirsty Suitors is a stylish RPG that follows the story of Jaya, who's Jala. That's not a capital A, I don't think. Jala. Thank you.
I say my daughter's called Jaya, and it's a very similar, but that's Jala.
I thought it was. Never mind. God bless me. Jala, who's back to her town of Timber Hills to confront her mistakes, make up with her exes, reconcile cultural differences, and become the person she was meant to be with active turn-based combat, skating, and cooking.
I'm looking at the B-roll while this is playing. I'm thinking, this looks like she just popped a dark slide out across. Like, what they have gone into some depth with like the actions in this game. So kudos.
Yeah, and when you get to like some of the, I don't know, there's some risque things here, folks. Not like horrible, but like they just make you chuckle. There's some booty bopping and some licking of things, and it's a bit something. And I love this part.
I'm assuming that's why it's called.
Yeah, in one part, you got to watch the trailer, folks. If you don't watch the trailer, you're missing out. Grandma throws a chair up into the air. She jumps up into the air with the chair in slow motion, grabs the chair. They're both in the air at the moment. Slams the chair down on the dinner table and then sits on it backwards. And then she just kind of flashes some symbols with her hands. It's the craziest thing. It's fantastic. So you owe it to yourself to at least go online and look at it if you don't play it. Because it's something else.
Next on the list for coming out this week, which is November the 6th. In the coming week between our episodes, Football Manager 2024. That is coming out. If you've played a Football Manager game before in the previous, you know exactly what you're doing with this. You are leading a football team into success through whatever division you start and hopefully working your way up the ranks. I think 2024 is coming in a good time because 2023 is about to leave. So if you have currently got a championship undergoing in Football Manager 2023, wrap that shit up quick because it's going to go. So
I love it. Oh, so true. Coming out of game preview, we've had it. We've had the ability to play it, but now it's out of game preview, and we can do all the things. RoboQuest. It is a first-person shooter online type deal in a comic book art style, and it looks freaking fantastic. I would actually like to give it a go. Probably wouldn't play for very long, but it just looks crazy. Fast, as it says, fast first-person shooter roguelike fun. So there you go.
Yeah, and then it is Dungeons 4. That comes out Thursday, November 9th. And Dungeons 4 is available day one. Another day one release. We're getting so many awesome day ones. And that's available everywhere, cloud, console, and PC. Build a cozy and comfortable dungeon to suit your creature's needs and rule over them. Then send them out into the overworld to kindly remind the good people living in that area that there's absolute evil rules over their lands. This sounds like a really backwards game. Normally you're building stuff to save people, but here you're building stuff to rule over people. I don't know how I feel about that. Backwards to the normal gaming.
Yeah, it's totally true. I will say for a hot second, there is a game that we have not mentioned. November 2nd, according to ID Xbox YouTube, was supposed to be played up. Now I've heard that it might be November 8th. So Played Up is going to be a Plate Up, by the way, not Played Up. Plate Up. It's a restaurant online co-op sim Rogue Light, I believe. That I don't know when, but in the next week, I'm assuming you're going to see it because I thought it was coming out November 2nd. That's what the YouTube video on ID Xbox says, but they did not mention it in their slate of games that they came out with on Tuesday. So I've heard that it might now be November 8th. So don't have B-roll of that, but you can expect to see that, I would think, pretty soon. I searched Twitter. I've not seen anything out there saying it's like definitely delayed. So not real sure what's going on with that, but just keep a lookout on our Twitter because when it drops, you will certainly know about it for sure.
Oh, excuse me, for sure. Did a lot of traveling today. Quite tired. So that does that take us to the Like a Dragon Gaiden then? That's next on our list, isn't it?
I believe it does.
It is. This looks enticing. I mean, you've played a couple of the Like a Dragon games, and I mean, the title has me enticed with this. So, Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name, which is coming out on cloud, console, and PC all on November 9th. It's another day one release with Game Pass. Erase your past to protect your future. Once a ledger in Yakuza, Kazuma Kiri faked his own death and abandoned his name for the sake of protecting his family. Now he is thrust into conflict by a mysterious figure attempting to drive him out of hiding. Do you think this is going to be as comical as the one that you played, or is this a bit more of a serious game?
The trailer would say it's more serious, but I know that the Yakuza games in general are pretty like over the top crazy. So right now in the trailer we're watching him pick up a gigantic vending machine and take some people out. So I imagine that some of the craziness will still be there, but probably not grown men in baby diaper crazy like the Yakuza game that I played. I can't remember. Was that 6 or Yakuza? I can't think of it. What's the one we had a baseball bat? Which one is that? In the title cover. I can't remember what that was that I played.
And you played this. You played it a lot as well. You played it in sections.
Yeah. I didn't beat it, but I got pretty far in it. It looks like it's 6. I think. I don't know, but I'm not 100% sure.
No, it wasn't the Song of Life that you played. It was something else.
No, Yakuza. Oh, is that what it is? Yakuza 6 is Song of Life? No, if that's what it is, then it definitely wasn't.
Yeah.
Yakuza Like the Dragon. Thank you, Mike. We appreciate you. He's there for us. Yakuza Like a Dragon. And now this is Like a Dragon Gaiden, The Man Who Erased His Name. Don't get this confused with the weird island building game, which is Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, which comes out, I believe, in January 2024. Not that you could have ever gotten these confused, because, how would it be possible? But this is Like a This isn't. So what I'm trying to point out is this is not the one y'all saw in the partner preview. That's what I want you to realize.
Yeah, this is one that kind of appeared. The same with Thirsty Suitors and War Tales. This is one that we didn't know about, I believe.
I think we did. I don't know.
Did we know it as just Like a Dragon Gaiden, but we didn't know the full title name?
Maybe that's it. I'm going to shrug my shoulders here. That's all I'm going to do and say, sure. Next on the list, Wild Hearts. If you are a fan of the Monster Hunter, I really want to know, if you're a Monster Hunter fan, are you going to jump into Wild Hearts? Because that's basically what this is. This is EA Play only. It's everywhere. But so EA Play, which means you got to have Game Pass Ultimate if you want in, November 9th. Are you ready to tame a world gone wild? PC Game Pass and Ultimate members can master ancient tech to hunt down giant beasts on November 9th in Wild Hearts via EA Play. Take on these creatures alone or hunt with friends in seamless co-op. Yeah, I am not a Monster Hunter fan. I tried it. I couldn't really get into it. I like the art style here a bit better than Monster Hunter. And there's this new tech feature. Well, not new, but in Wild Hearts, there's this tech feature where you can it looks like build a bomb and I don't know how you do it, but out of somehow, and then it shoots at the guys. Am I going to give this a go? Probably, because deep down inside, Sean, I want to love one of these games. I've tried Monster Hunter in different variations. There was also a free-to-play version. I can't remember. I got into for a hot second. It was on the Switch for a while. Tried that. It was almost had me for a second, and then I lost it. So, will I give this a go? Probably. Will I stick with it? Probably not. So, anyways, but that's Wild Hearts.
That's Wild Hearts.
Wild
And
Hearts.
then, yeah, I mean, we've got so many games coming soon or the month ahead. So this is after the next time we probably do an episode. So a week to 2 weeks ahead. Spirit Tea, which is coming out everywhere Monday, the November 13th. It's another one that's available day one with Game Pass. Spirit Tea is a cute, cozy life sim inspired by Stardew Valley and Spirited Away. Humans have stopped worshipping spirits and now they're in danger of becoming lost. So you have to run a bathhouse, make friends with the people in the town, take part in hobbies like bug catching and karaoke, and find all the spirits. I thought this would be up your street, just with the life sim kind of thing.
It is.
So, and I know that you play Stardew Valley because we talked about that the other day. Because you were telling me about the losing all your energy aspect, like in Cocoon. Was it Cocoon? No,
no, Miniko's Night Market.
Night Market. So,
no, I'm in a pickle, man. I mean, 13th and 14th is a tough day for me. I will probably pick Spirit Tea, not only because it comes first, but because it's a day one, and I think it's a bit more what I'm looking for. But the next day, Cloud and Console, Tuesday, November 14th, is Coral Island, and that's available now on PC, coming soon to Xbox, obviously, November 14th. Invites players to be who they want and experience enchanting island living at their own pace, living off the land, nurturing animals, building relationships with a diverse cast of townsfolk, and making the world around them more vital and harmonious place. Xbox, you gotta space this shit out for me. I mean, come on, man. Like, you dropping me like Miniko's Night Market and then Spirit Tea and then Coral Island like in 2 weeks. Like, what am I supposed to do with that, Xbox? Come on. Like, you should have given me Coral Island before this. Like a month ago.
Not made for us dads that work and stuff like that. It's made for people that like have lots of time to spend lots of time playing games.
Is any of these on cloud? That was a question I had. Yeah, Coral Island. Yeah, all of them are.
Most of them. Yeah.
So is Miniko's Night Market. Oh, I need to try it on the backbone. I need to try that on the backbone, Sean. Yeah. That's what I need to do. That's what I need to do. I'm trying Miniko's Night Market on the backbone.
I'm at work tomorrow night and the night after that, so I've got 2 nights to do. So I'm going to be, if I can, and Lindsay's not doing her stuff for her bachelor's degree. I'm going to take this and I'm going to take the Series X controller with me, and I'm going to see if I can get the Series X controller to work with the MacBook and play PC Game Pass, not PC Game Pass, but cloud gaming. And see how it fares up, because I've tried it on the iPad and that's okay, but it's a small screen to be looking at. So if I can get it to work on a bigger screen, I'd be happy.
Yeah, I feel you. Sounds good. And then November 17th, we have Persona 5 Tactica coming out, which is a Persona game, and it's coming out cloud, console, and PC. So no. Yep. Wait, that's everywhere. Why didn't we just put everywhere? To confuse the shit out of me. That's why. That's everywhere. It's coming out everywhere.
we need to really neaten up how we'd have this stuff in the dock. So.
Oh man. Hey, have you heard of Roller Dome, Sean?
I've not heard of Roller Dome. I want to see what Roller Dome looks like, because Roller Dome is a game that's been announced. It's coming out November 28th, and reading the description we have here, it seems pretty fun.
It does.
So the year is 2030. In a world where corporations rule and the lines between reality and performance are blurred, the public are kept distracted by the violence and excess of a brutal new blood sport, Roller Dome. Will you have what it takes to become the Roller Dome champion and unravel the mysteries behind the Matterhorn's corporation's true intentions? Now, this is like the whole... what's the books? There's a row of books called that.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm no
Mockingbird. How to Kill a Mockingbird. Not that one. Mockingjay. I can't remember the name of the films now.
I don't know anything
I
about
agree.
this, man. You've totally lost me.
Hunger Games. Hunger Games. There we go. Hunger Games.
This is
So
off of the
it's
Hunger
just
Games? What?
no. It reminds me of the Hunger Games.
Oh,
They had this
okay.
thing where they to keep the public distracted
Okay.
and make
Okay.
so
All right, I get you. Yeah. I see it. The roller dome is the Hunger Games. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure. Like, I mean, it's been a while, but I don't remember any roller skating.
yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, so fair fetch. All right.
No.
give me that.
It wasn't. Now I get you. It totally works. I thought you meant like this roller dome was in Hunger Games. I was like, I don't know. But yeah, so I'm excited. It's to try it. It's a new announced game from is it EA? Is that nope. Private Division. My bad. Made that up. Don't listen to me. Third person shooter. Yeah. So we will get that on November 28th. Y'all, in the next 3 weeks, starting like last week going until the 28th, you have 17 games, and they are legit good games and a diverse pile of games dropping on Game Pass. Dang, I
Yep.
mean, man, that's amazing.
You've got a city building, a whole city building sandbox game. You've got the Animal Crossing-esque Miniko's Night Market where you can craft and sell things. You've got a horror game, Dead Space. We've got 3 games in one with Frog Detective. You've got a beautiful climbing game, Jasant. You've got a rhythm PvP game with up to 29 other people with Headbangers Royale. You've got a hilarious, comically well graphic thirsty suitors. You've got a management game. You've got games coming out of early access, and then you've got Spirit Tea and Coral Island coming out back to back to cover all your like life sim style games, and then Roller Dome at the end of the month. And like Nick said, to reiterate what Nick just said, these games are great. None of they are a lot of these are indie games, but they are really well made indie games, and that for me is what Game Pass is absolutely crushing at the moment, is the well made indie games. So
yeah, for sure, man. All right, leaving November 15th. You got 13 days. You want to fly through these, Sean?
Yep. So Coffee Talk, which I've played, is a narrative style simulation game where you make coffee for people. There's like you get to know the backstories, chat back and forth. You've got Ghost Song, Gungrave Gore, Football Manager 2023, which I mentioned before because we've got Football Manager 2024 coming. Lappin Townscaper, which you played.
Yeah, Lappin can go. That's the game. That's the rabbit game that can go.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that game
jump
can
down
go
the bunny
die in
hole.
a fire. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, listen. But anyways, we've chatted about it. It's a trial. It was a game that came out as game preview, but it's at best a game demo. And it actually, to be fair, is not on that game. So I should back up. It's not on that game. It's on Xbox that said it was in game preview. That's the roughest game preview. I got like to the 3rd level. I'm texting Sean. I'm like, Sean, this game's great because the game actually is pretty good. It's like a 2D rabbit platformer. And I'm like, this game is great. I'm having a lot of fun with it. And then I just make this jump, and it's like, hey, thanks for playing. That's the end of our game. I'm just like, wait, what? That's not a game. That's not a game preview. That's a game demo. Like, I finally decided to just be like, yeah, we just take it off.
Yeah, there's nothing worse to get Nick all salty than letting him play a good game and then it just stopping.
Yeah, at least tell me, at least just say, hey, listen, this is a demo. You're not making it very far. Like 3 levels, that's all you got. Yeah. But don't do that. Oh my gosh, it was so frustrating. I'm actually kind of bummed that in our list of games is not like Lappin coming out of game preview. There's nothing that would make me more excited than for that to be the case. But unfortunately, that's not what's happening here. It's just it seems to be leaving.
Did you not play? You played Townscaper as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean it wasn't for me. It's a good game. It's just kind of. It's a little too. You're just making this town. There's no like logistics, no spending. You just put these houses together however you want, and you can make this cool town. And it sits in the middle of like an ocean or a body of water of some sort. And as you put the houses together, they just immediately like engineer themselves to be how they should look. So it's a very comfy, cozy, like take your mind off of whatever going on in life type of game. So it is a good game if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah. And then we have one more. Sorry, I'm just looking at who made Lappin. So, and we have one more game leaving, which is just leaving from PC, which is Exapunks. So all those games leave in November 15th, which is my son's birthday.
Oh, really? I did not
Yep.
know that. Well, if you're interested in any of these games, you have until November 13th to beat them or buy them with 20% off with your Game Pass sub. So get it done or snooze you lose.
Yep. And remember, if you're looking for a place for the most up-to-date, clear-cut information on what's out, what's coming, and what's leaving, the best place for you to go for all your Game Pass news is GamePassNews.com.
There it is. On to the X feed we go. We got some stories for you. Sony exec describes Game Pass and PC Plus as very different offerings. Very different offerings. I don't know. Do you? What do you think about that, Sean?
It was an interesting interview to kind of read through. It was Eric Lempel, who was the PlayStation Senior Vice President, who was recently asked his thoughts on how Xbox Game Pass was able to release first-party titles day one on the service. While he wasn't willing to go into much detail in this interview, he described PlayStation Plus as being very different from Game Pass. And it's interesting because it's not every day that we get a PlayStation representative making such a comment on that, highlighting the differences between the two. So I wanted to have a look. I tried to have a deep dive look into this, but not having great internet for the last week, I haven't done a great lot. And then today has been just kind of traveling and so on and so forth. But to try and break this down like very quickly is the question I wanted to ask you, Nick, and is we don't get a lot of day one or massive day one releases with PlayStation Plus. They get their own games, so I think like they have access to things like Spider-Man, God of War, things like that in the past, but they don't get many other day one releases. So is having a lot of day one releases on your subscription service something that you see is a winner above just having your own AAA titles?
Yeah. I think it is. I think it is important. I really do. It's important for a demographic, a section, a slice of video gamers, right? And I'm in that slice. So when Starfield comes out, if you said congratulations on having Game Pass in a year, probably we'll put it there so you can play it. That's a reasonable thing. And then I would have to decide, do I want to buy it? Well, if I buy it now, what's the use of Game Pass to me, really? And I am also in that segment of gaming where I want to be in the flow of conversation with a game. That makes it more fun for me. I want to be playing while everybody's like, Starfield's crazy, it's amazing. Well, maybe, I don't know. I kind of like it. No, I love it. Oh my gosh. I want to be able to participate and be part of the dissonance. No, just kidding. Part of the conversation. So in that sense, yeah, Game Pass being day one is very, very important to me.
Yep. And it is me. I mean, all you have to do is we just talked about 17 games that are coming. A lot of them are day one, and a lot of them are fantastic indie games. Those games are only on the Game Pass service. They're not on the PS Plus service. Now, I'm not going to sit here and beat PlayStation into the ground because I'm not. They're doing their thing to try and keep up with Xbox Game Pass. It's been a long time coming. Xbox Game Pass ruling the roost the way it has done. It's been built over many years. They've put lots of time and effort into it. And the whole ActiBliz acquisition and stuff like that was only to further power Xbox Game Pass and the games and the titles that are on there. So they're always building on it. I've been part of the Game Pass subscription service since day one when it was like 99 pence a month to kind of join in. So yeah, but I kind of broke it down. So in this sense as well, for monetary terms, we have Core, PC Game Pass and Game Pass Ultimate. So PC Game Pass and Game Pass Ultimate kind of have the similar level. Mm-hmm. Core, you kind of need to have if you want to be able to play online, stuff like that. And PS Plus has very, very, very similar banding in that sense. So they have Essential, Extra, and Premium. So what you get for Essential, and this is going to be in English because I'm looking on an English website, is you can buy a monthly subscription at $6.99. You are 3 months for $19.99 or 12 months for $59.99, and they say that's the best value. But that's just for your Essential. So your Essential is the ability to play online, add new games to your collection every month, and you get like good deals in the PlayStation Store. And then you move into the extra, which is £100 for the year, 32 for 3 months, and 11 for 1 month. And that's when you start getting into the game catalog. So there's all the great essential plan stuff that you get. So you be able to play online, you get extra games every now and then. But then this is like you then go into the monthly games kind of thing. And then they have premium, which is basically everything you get. Everything you get: game trials, you get cloud streaming, and you get Ubisoft Plus Classics as well. And that's $13.49 a month, $39.99 for 3 months, or £120 for the year. Now, pricing wise, they aren't massively different. I'm not that it's like I remember at one point everybody was like, "Oh my god, PlayStation are hiking the price up, and it's so ridiculously priced." And it's like the only way I can see that people were saying that is because of the type of content that they're going to be getting with the service. Like we had a small increase with Xbox Game Pass, and it was like $1 or something silly like that, wasn't it? It was it was a tiny increase.
Yeah,
and we didn't grumble about it. We talked about it while we were Game Pass News, and we were like, "Oh my god, like are we really bothered?" No, the games that we're getting are fantastic. It's like I still would spend more than that if I was having to buy a game every month.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I mean, you have things stacked. You're well sorted into 2025 in terms of having to pay for Game Pass. So, so where I'm going with this, because I've gone down a rabbit hole.
Well, I mean, so if I can jump in, so on the pricing thing, the one thing that Xbox I think did that I don't believe that PlayStation did was Phil let Xbox fans know this was coming. He said that in holiday 2022. He said, "Hey, listen, stuff's getting more expensive. Our prices for non-hardware and software are probably going to go up," which only left subscription-based services. So he basically said, "Hey, listen, Game Pass is going up," and it did. It did after the holiday season. It went up. I think they both they are doing different things. PlayStation has a back catalog of awesome games and IPs that are awesome. I am not a PlayStation player. If I jump to the PlayStation ecosystem right now, I could play amazing games on their subscription for a bazillion years, probably. But if you have been a PlayStation player, because there is no first day and date, then it's a bit of a different story, right? Because then it's like, well, I played all the games that are on. It's just like me with Nintendo. Like the NSO is great. I love it. I like having it so I can play those games every once in a while. But those games I have played over and over and over. I mean, I beat Super Mario World like a bazillion and a half times. So it's like, okay, so that doesn't help me. Do I still pay for it? Yes, because I am who I am. That doesn't help me right now, though, right? Like I still have to go out and buy Super Mario Wonder because it's not on Nintendo Switch Online. It's not going to be for 1,000 years.
That's true.
So I think PlayStation is doing something similar to that, but they're more recent, obviously, than Nintendo. They're like 2-3 years out, maybe even a year at some point. I think actually Miles Morales was day and date, pretty close to that, maybe.
This is what I'm saying is the AAA games that they have are their own AAA games. So like, I know Starfield is technically a Microsoft studio because it's Bethesda, and
it is a
Turn 10
studio.
with and Turn 10 is a Microsoft studio. But we've had other decent games like Tunic, day one.
Mm-hmm.
We've got that big list of games that we've just gone through. Descent, day one. Yeah. Headbangers Royale, day one. Miniko Night Market, day one. City Skylines 2, day one. Spirit Tea, day one. So we're getting lots of day one decent sized indie games that are well made coming to the Game Pass subscription. Now, I haven't dealt with PlayStation enough to know if they get similar indie games like that. It'd be really interesting to have somebody from the PS Plus tracker side that, which is our partnered X account. It'd be interesting to have somebody on one day and be like, hey, so who is more au fait with PlayStation, so we can have this big conversation. I brought it up into the doc because I just thought it was interesting that we have a representative of PlayStation actually saying they are very different, because we've never had that before. In the whole mudslinging match that was the ABK ordeal, there wasn't much of people saying, so Mike's in the chat saying they have had 4 day one games ever, and they were all indies. So
you rock, Mike. Thanks for being there for us.
Yeah. So yeah, that makes a huge difference. And they have okay, fair enough. I didn't find that list because I'm really bad at looking for stuff. So yeah, I'm like you, is that Game Pass has it for me where there's just so many games coming all the time. It's constantly a refresh service. We've got games leaving. We've got 6 or 7 games leaving this month. Well, for the first half of this month, there'll be more at the end of the month, and then we've had 17 added. So,
yeah, if only we could. So just so you know what we're talking about, if you're, it doesn't matter if you're watching or not. We have a PS Plus tracker. If you are interested in PS Plus tracker, you should go check them out. If you're interested, if you have PS Plus, so you got Game Pass tracker, go there for sure for your Game Pass stuff. If you got both of them, like some people do, then you can hop on over to, so go to GamePassNews.com for Game Pass tracker stuff. Go to PS Plus tracker for PlayStation Plus games, and we'll keep you informed on both of those. That's what we're talking about, just so you know. Yeah, I do agree. They do different things, and they are different things, and they're both really good. And I will say the free games that you get, that they give out every month, that Sony gives out every month, way better. I used to be jealous of those when we had games with gold. I would always definitely be jealous of PlayStation's games with gold, or their, whatever they called them, their monthly free games. They were always way better than Xbox's. So even when Xbox was like, now we're giving you Xbox One games, I still was like, dang, PlayStation's games are better. They're just better.
Yeah. So. I do wish they hadn't stopped that service. Games with Gold was something I have so many games in my catalog because of Games with Gold.
Mm-hmm. It's true. All right, on to our next top story. New Xbox policy to block unauthorized accessories. Yo, this one's got me nervous, Sean. I don't have a controller that's third party, but I do have a charging station that's third party. I don't think I'm going to be affected by that, but if I am, it's going to really suck. I mean,
I don't think it's going to be your charging accessory is going to be a problem.
But they do have official charging accessories, just so you know. If you go to their, so if you're wondering, if you're listening to this and you're like, crap, I have a third party, where do I go? How do I know? Xbox.com/accessories, and just choose all, and you will choose all accessories on the filter, and that is all of the official accessories that Xbox currently has. If your controller is not there, so let's break this down. If your controller is not there, then when is this going into effect? I don't remember. Did they say?
12th of November.
12th of November. So Microsoft, let me just read what they have here. Microsoft and other licensed Xbox hardware partners' accessories are designed and manufactured with quality standards. That's not going to help me at all. That's not anything that I wanted, Sean. Seriously. Yeah, will come into effect November 12th, exactly. Or 12th of November, if you're a good UK man. And so you'll have 2 weeks. You attach your Xbox, you attach your controller or whatever that third-party accessory is, and it'll say, hey, listen, that's not an official thing. And then once you do that, you will have 2 weeks to basically take it off your system, or return it, or figure out what you got to do, or otherwise it just will stop working. They will just block it from the system, which is crazy that they can do that. Not super surprising, I guess, but a little crazy. So I don't know. How do you feel about this, John?
I don't think it's going to block them from the system. So what I think they're just doing is that they aren't going to pop up when you plug a device in at the moment to the Xbox. It kind of pops up, gives you all the information about that, and gives you some kind of, you can change the settings and bits and pieces like that. I don't think it's going to stop you from being able to use things. So you're charging everything like that. If you've got it plugged into the USB, the console isn't just going to turn around and go, I'm not giving power to that. It's not allowed. It's still going to provide 9 volts or 5 volts. I think it's 5.1 volts from the USB. It can't not do that. I don't think it's clever enough to just switch off the USB port because it's not registered as a licensed Xbox thing.
No, but
and they kind of can do that.
Well, but hold on. It says right here, some users have been presented with a warning message on their dashboard about this when plugging in certain devices. It informs the user how their devices will be blocked by error 0x blah 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 after the new policy takes effect. Blocked makes it sound like you ain't working. Now, I have not gotten that with the charging, and I agree. I think charging is a little bit different, right? So mine's literally like a little charging block that you charge in one thing, and then you shove it in your controller, just like many actual third-party devices have. So yeah, but if this is a third-party controller, I don't know if it's working, Sean. I don't know.
No, a third-party controller won't work. Yeah. The same with headsets. So the best thing you can look out for is if you have the box or the make and model of the Pi or the accessory that you've got, if you have a look online for that and it says that it is licensed with Xbox, then you're going to be absolutely fine. As long as the third-party supplier has a license with Xbox, then you'll be absolutely fine. Like my Astro A50s, as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, I'm going to be really annoyed if my £200 headset is not going to work anymore. So I quickly dove into the garage and had a look. And I was like, nope, has an Xbox license sticker on the back. So just look out for those.
Yeah, so it definitely, this is from support.xbox.com. From the moment you connect an unauthorized accessory, you will receive an error with that code, 0x82D6, a lot of zeros too. You'll have 2 weeks to use the accessory, after which time it will then be blocked from use with the console. At that time, you'll receive another error code. We encourage you to contact the store or manufacturer where you obtained the accessory to get help with returning it. But these things aren't going to be returned. Like if you're bobscontroller.com and you made a third party, I will be shocked if they take these back. If you have an unlicensed controller and they'll return it and give you your money back. I just don't see that happening.
Well, especially if you've had it for like 2 years. You're definitely not going to get your money back for that. But it's a shitty move in terms of there's a lot of people out there that like want a decent controller. So you like all your 8BitDo controllers and PowerA controllers, they're going to be okay because they have a license with Xbox. But then if you wanted like the niceness of the PowerA controller, like with the paddles on the back, but you couldn't afford the PowerA prices for those, and you bought a lesser priced one from a different company that had the same specifications and did all the things, and that's not going to work, you're going to be pretty miffed off because you're going to A, have been used to having the extra paddles on the back, and B, you're now left with a piece of plastic that does no longer work with your console, and it's kind of a crap move. But at the same time, Xbox are kind of looking out for it, and they're like, hey, look, we only want to stick our license with products that we know and we trust. So
yeah, I think they have a total right to do this. Don't get me wrong. I think they have a total right to do this. One, it's not fair to the people who have done it the right way, right? It's not fair to the PowerAs and the PDPs and the Razers and 8BitDos and all those who have gone out, talked to Microsoft, negotiated a license price, done the thing, and done this. And then you got, rando controller company that's just like, nah, I'm just going to go out and make it. Screw it. So I agree that, though I think some people are going to be frustrated, it is a fair, and I don't know if right's the right word, but it's a fair move for Xbox to make. It's their controller, or it's their hardware. They've said what you got to do to be a part of it, to be a part of that ecosystem if you want to make something. And if they didn't go through the right process, that's on them. It
Yeah.
sucks that what really sucks is like if it's you and me and Sean, you come to me and you're like, man, my controller doesn't work. I'm gonna kind of be like, Sean, you knew what you were buying, like, come on, buddy. But it sucks for like the moms out there that are just like, oh, this is a $20 controller. Why would I spend $60 on this other one when this one's $20? That's who it really sucks for. Because it's like, mom doesn't know. Yeah. She's just trying to get a controller for her son, right? Like those are the people who are affected that I feel bad for.
And this then for me is because they're making this adjustment inside the market, saying that those controllers will not work after a 2-week period. They should be removed. Like the company should be removing them from the shelves and be like, hey, look, we now know the era and we can't go and take your hard-earned cash, Timmy's mom, because, it's $20 and in the time and in the current market of how things are, $20 is a lot of money to be spending on a controller that's only going to work for 2 weeks.
That's a great point, Sean. Why don't they go after these companies? Well, maybe they are. I don't know the answer to that question. So maybe they are going after these companies. But
the thing is, maybe it's harder and more expensive to go after the companies than it is to turn around and say those companies can no longer work with the console and suffer the PR backlash from blocking third-party accessories that don't have a license.
You're totally right. You just answered the question.
One's got to be cheaper than the other.
Yeah, because if they want to attack these companies, then they're going to have to spend millions, and Lord knows they don't have that. They just spent billions on this thing, so they don't got any millions left, probably. No, I'm just kidding. They're going to have to spend millions on legal fees to do cease and desist orders to all these places, and then that's going to take even more time, and it's not going to. When you basically cease and desist the whole damn thing, if you just say, hey, listen, you just don't work anymore. Like, have a nice day. You can sell them all you want, but they ain't going to do jack shit for you.
Yeah. So, I mean, what they could do, and for me, this would be a really good. So 12th of November is a really good turning point because 12th of November is like, I know in this house that we've already talked about, the list of Santa's got to be made. You're going to get cracked on with that soon because Santa needs there's 7 billion people in the world. So, Santa needs some time to work. Was a winking going on. So 12th of November is a good time to do that because 12th of November they could turn around and say, hey, look, we're having a sale on controllers. We're going to drop them all down by 20% for the Christmas period, and so that $75 controller suddenly becomes $50, and people are going to be like, that's pretty tasty. I'm going to go for that. And on the back of stopping all the third-party controllers that haven't got a license from working, they can make some money on hardware. So,
yeah, I'd be real interested to know if third-party companies are nice to their consumers or not on this. Like if they're like, hey, I just bought this 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, and now this happened, or I don't know. I'd be interested to know how that's all working out for consumers. I'm blessed enough to only have Xbox controllers, so life's all good in my household. But
to be honest, if you buy it and it's new, you get it out of the box. You get that warning that you've got 2 weeks for this thing to work. Put it back in the box and take it back straight away. Consumer rights say that if you take it back within 12 months with a valid receipt, you need all your money back anyway. So that's the best way to go about it.
I don't know if that's true in America. We might be a little bit more lax on that, but if you're in the UK, for sure. In America, I'm not so sure about 12 months. 90 days seems like a common theme around here. But seriously, if you have bought something recently, look at it now. Go to that website that I named that I don't remember anymore. It's a really good one. It's a really good one. Give it to you one more time.
I wouldn't use the Xbox. I wouldn't use the Xbox.com/accessories because the only list there is everything that is Xbox apart from 8BitDo charging stands.
No, but if this is for a full list of accessories that are supported on Xbox consoles. So yeah, if you don't see it on this list, I don't think it's there. That's the point. This is Xbox.com. Yeah, there's all the Xbox controllers, but there's also like Control Freak, Performance, PowerA, PDP, Hyperkin, a bunch of other PowerAs, OtterBox, 8BitDo, Razors. So Yeah, no, I think they're all here. All the controllers that Xbox supports are on that website.
Oh, okay.
That's how it reads to me. So, and there is a bunch that are not. Some I've never even heard of, like Victrix and SCUF. I don't know, even never heard of those. So yeah, but they're all there. So go there and check it out. Okay, real quick, because man, we are already at an hour and we got a lot of show left here. We are going to go through the October reload. I'm going to fly through this, Sean. If you want to stop me, then just interrupt me, because that's how we roll, and we can chat about something. Cyberpunk 2077 updated to 2.0 completes its redemption arc. Redfall. I'm sorry, I should have started. October Reload is all the big stories that you may have missed from last month. This is a new segment we're going to do at the beginning of each month, looking back at the month previous. So there you go. That's what this is. All the big stories. Cyberpunk 2077 updated 2.0 completes its redemption arc. Redfall starts a redemption spark with new DLC trying to bring back life into it, which I think it can do. High on Life gets new life with DLC. Assassin's Creed goes back to its roots with Mirage, which I've heard a lot of good things about. Red Dead Redemption gets a frames boost. Lies of P shines on Game Pass. Halo Infinite Season 5 drops with guns blazing. Forza Motorsports hits Game Pass with boosters in full capacity. 80K deal is signed, sealed, and delivered. Bethesda's head of publishing, Pete Himes, retires after 20 years. And there's a partner preview to wrap the month up, which we will talk about right now. So, Sean, what was your favorite game in the partner preview?
Metal Gear Solid Delta.
Yeah.
It's just straight off the bat, done. A lot of people were worried that the original developers of the game weren't, and obviously part of Kojima now and things like that. But I believe this game is going to come out solid. It looked awesome. I'm all for a remaster. I believe remastering games from that era is the way forward if you haven't got anything like in the pipeline to do. Nintendo did a really good job with it with Metroid Prime Remastered.
Sorry, my bad.
But yeah, that was awesome. There was a lot of I need to find all the games that were mentioned. Really,
that's not what I was just doing. No, definitely not. I was wondering. I had not asked you. You've been on vacation. Not really. I was wondering if it was going to be Metal Gear Solid or Alan Wake 2. Because man, Alan Wake 2. I'm not a horror guy, but it looked cool. Like, I mean, I wish I was, because it really looks fun. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, Alan Wake 2 would probably be second, because I think I overplayed the original Alan Wake. So I think I kind of had my fill of the game for a while. And my memory serves it was quite slow paced in terms of like getting him to move around and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But like I love the Metal Gear. Like I absolutely adore the Metal Gear Solid, the whole franchise, even the one that like people weren't massively a fan of. Metal Gear Rising. I think the one that people weren't huge fans of, where you played as Raiden, and it was a bit different from the rest. I played them all. I finished them all. I fully enjoyed them. So Snake Eater was the pinnacle of Metal Gear for me. It was flashing back to Shadow Moses. It was going like also with all in like, the tactical stuff and everything else that you were doing, having to be more sneaky. You were adaptive. You were having to like eat and craft the bush stuff to survive. So yeah, for him to remake this one in the Unreal 5 engine is just mind blowing.
Yeah. No, it looks great. I will say what I'm pumped for. Probably number one thing is Metal Gear Solid for sure. Yeah, I'd agree with you. I was trying to not choose that, but it is. But after that's probably RoboCop, Rogue City. I think that I really can't wait to play that. I think that'd be fun. I actually may buy that one, Sean. And then there's
it's out now, isn't it? That one.
Yeah, it is.
So I think people are getting...
I'm too swamped at the moment to even think about spending money on it. Which will probably happen. I'll be too swamped continuously, and I won't end up buying it. But So here's my 4 I'm pumped for: RoboCop Rogue City, Dungeons of Hinterberg, excuse me, Spirit of the North 2, and Metal Gear Solid. Spirit of the North 2 is a fox and a hawk, I believe. Is it a hawk? Team up. Who is it? Let's see. A fox and a raven team up to restore the lost guardians and find their way home. The I don't want to say bummer, but it is what it is. The bummer is only Dungeons of Hinterberg, Manor Lords, and Still Wake the Deep are on Game Pass, or are going to be on Game Pass. So,
there's the finals as well. The finals is a free to play, so you could technically say you're getting that with your Game Pass subscription because you can play multiplayer. So
fair enough.
it's a low swing, but
Touché.
I'm going to take it.
Yep, you do it.
So,
did you like that at all? Did you the finals? Were
yeah,
you at all
so
interested?
For me, would be Metal Gear Solid is number 1, Alan Wake number 2, Still Wakes the Deep number 3, and then the finals, just because I absolutely loved the fast-paced action, like the craziness of exploding people into coins and like the like working together to set traps. I really liked that. I also like the artwork, so the whole Squid Games looking panda face thing.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. Like, it's totally something I could see myself jumping into, probably not continuously, but for a hot second, just to get a feel for it. I think that is a neat, like, concept of how they burst into coins once they're defeated. And then Dungeons of Hinterberg, I did not get to. That's gameplay. Dungeons of Hinterberg, which is set to be released 2024. A deep dive trailer looked at the game's combat and social side. This new game stars a character named Louisa, and the trailer shows how she will balance combat and relationships and more when Dungeons of Hinterberg is released in 2024. That game looks really cool. At first, I thought it was just like a walking relationship sim, and I was like, yeah, okay, it's not probably for me. But then they got her out in the field, and she was fighting things and running from things and doing some jumping, and I was like, oh, I'm in. Kind of looks like Rune. Nope, it's not there. I really thought if I went deep in the Mind Palace, I'd find it. Rune Factory. It did. It hit me. Rune Factory. But no harvesting. Instead, you're doing relationships in combat instead of harvesting fields in combat. So,
yeah. The other one that I will like to mention is the Akara Will Not Die. I liked the fast pacedness of that as well. That looked like a lot of fun. Plus, you bring in this futuristic neon facility kind of stuff. Yeah, and roguelike elements, so you're having to run through all the time. I don't mind me a roguelike sometimes. I have grown up now to the point where things like Spelunky 2 drew me in. And what was the other roguelike that I actually enjoyed playing recently? I can't remember. That's gone as well. Wow. Too old and too tired.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're old and tired. There you go.
But no,
yeah.
it was great. It was really good. A lot of people the part of the preview seemed very well received. It went on for about half an hour, which was about 10 minutes longer than they said it would do. But it seemed well received. It was well done. In terms of showcases and things like that, I like the sharp, punchy stuff. And we've said this before. Nintendo do it right, and then they go off and do the treehouse thing.
Yep.
And Xbox have definitely took a leaf. There is a pun there from their book in terms of sharp, punchy trailers, a little bit of blurb about the game, and then move on. Rather than let's sit down, talk to the developer. They do that in a different show, which is really nice. So if you want the in-depth stuff,
go ahead. Sorry.
Go on.
Okay. I think they took a big piece of Nintendo's thing, because not only did they do the treehouse, or not only did they do the short punchy trailers, but at the end, their version of the treehouse is, hey, if you want to find out more how Louisa's relationships affect combat, go to the Xbox Wire and there's a developer interview. Like that happened.
Oh yeah. So push the website as well.
Yeah, they did that at the end of every game. It was like, oh, hey, if you want to find out more about Akara and how and what this is all about, go to Xbox Wire and find out more. So like those developer interviews, which make us fall asleep a lot of times because we're like, oh my gosh, you know. And I mean, I love y'all. We need you. We appreciate your passion. We appreciate it all. But like when you're excited about a game, and then in the middle you're like, well, let me tell you about Louisa and why we created her the way we did. And you're like the momentum and the hype just it's like pop the balloon and
Yeah,
watch it all
and
deflate.
I can't ride that roller coaster
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
Like every now and then, like when I know there's going to be like there's a game like Metal Gear Solid, if they went on and talked about Metal Gear Solid and how they went revert back, I did this and we did that and we wanted to reimagine this, I'd have been really excited because I have a lot of passion for that game. But then if you do that with a different game that I'm not as excited for, and I just come off the back of watching the Metal Gear Solid trailer, and then like I watch like Alan Wake, if they tried to tell me more about Alan Wake, I'd be like, okay, Alan Wake looks amazing. Now I'm kind of dying off, and that's where I come away from the showcase. Then I'm like, I'll get distracted by something. The kids will shout me for something, or I'll need to I'll just switch off. Which I don't know if that plays into some form of like ADD kind of nature there or anything like that. But I need the bang game kind of thing. And then if I'm interested, I will go off and have a look. And if you're giving me a link to that and telling me where it is, that's even better because it saves me having to then type into Google and spend 10 seconds wasting my time doing that. I can just go like, oh, cool. I can go to your website. And then once I'm there on the website, I'll be finding something else that I like and this that I like and some more news about something else, which I'll probably find interesting. So take me down that rabbit hole.
Yep.
So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, ride that. No, you're right. I don't think anybody's. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people are, but I'm no different. I can tell you that much. It's like let me ride the wave of hype through the entire thing, and then let me just be like done and be like, that was mind blowing, and be like, oh, that one game was so cool. I want to go see it. And now I'm through the hype cycle. Like I am sufficiently hyped, and now I can go and deep dive, and like the hype can slowly kind of simmer down to a manageable level, and I can go through all the developer directs or all the developer interviews and do whatever I want to do. But I can do whatever ones I don't want to do. Like I'm not going to play Alan Wake, so I can skip that one. Still Wake the Deep looks cool. Probably not going to play it. I can skip that one. Like let me choose which developers I want to listen to and the ones I don't. So yeah, I think that is a piece. That is Xbox's version of the Treehouse at this point, and I'm down for it. That is partner preview. Anything else before we move on?
No. It was great. I'm super excited. Metal Gear Solid Delta is probably going to be the first game that I buy towards the Christmas period. So
awesome. Yeah. I could see. Well, I gotta choose. Yeah, if I'm gonna buy anything, it's not gonna be I'm not probably gonna buy RoboCop because I'm too sunk. And Metal Gear Solid is one of those games that I'm watching and I'm like, I've never gotten into the franchise. It looks awesome. It looks cool. Looks like the stealthy thing that I could love, and I could see myself. I could see myself jumping on that.
Knowing that you enjoy playing Hitman,
Mm-hmm.
You will enjoy this. This has the element of Hitman where you can either be really quiet and sneaky and tactically like either pass or take out the guards that you needed to get to your next area that you want to, or you can just be like, screw it. Let's make some noise.
Yeah,
it doesn't follow through.
I love it. I probably will buy this one. News bulletins. BlizzCon starts tomorrow, and it feels so much bigger. Like normally we'd be like, BlizzCon starts tomorrow. Who cares? But now it's like BlizzCon starts tomorrow. It's like a Microsoft presentation all over again. Like it's like, yeah, maybe we'll get something. Maybe we'll see something. Maybe something will come to Game Pass. Maybe there'll be announcements about things coming to Game Pass in 2024. Maybe none of that will happen, but I'm here for it.
I'm hoping that there's going to be some at least a bit of pathway of what might be coming in 2024 at the beginning of.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, this thing looks huge. You've got the community night, so you can watch everything take stage. There's a big ceremony. There's play content coming. There's the Overworld World Cup. There's Rumble Mania with some stuff. I'm assuming that is for I can't remember what game. Warhammer? No, yeah, Warhammer stuff. You can win. There's going to obviously stuff that you can win, and then there's just there's more to be announced. There is so much going on. It's unreal. It is like some kind of. Well, I wish I was there. Let's put it that way. That'd be amazing.
It would be amazing. But if you can't be there, a lot of it is streamed, and if you want to watch it, BlizzCon.com is the place to go. It starts tomorrow, I believe, at 9 a.m. Basically goes 9 to 9, if I'm correct. I was looking for like a virtual schedule. Here we go. I'm finding a schedule. How do you like that for an answer? I'm sorry. It starts at 12 p.m. November 3rd starts at 12 p.m., goes to 9:30 p.m., and then it picks up again at 12 p.m. So 12 p.m. to 9:30 both days, November 3rd and 4th. So you can watch it online. Go to BlizzCon.com, and there you'll be able to get your BlizzCon fix if you can't be there.
Also, keep your eyes peeled. Keep your eyes peeled on our Twitter page for all the information that drops from that. If there's any big games, bits and pieces like that, or any stuff that you should be looking out for, they'll definitely let you know.
That's right. And if you're wondering when you're done, you're like, I don't have time to do it. I wonder if there's any Game Pass stuff. Sean's totally right. Also, we'll have you covered next week. We'll let you know. We'll let you know what you missed, what you should know, whether there's anything that involves Game Pass or not. We got you. There's more. There's a new Grounded thing, Sean?
There is a new Grounded. I stuck this in without telling you that I stuck this in because I was hoping you'd skip past this as we were flicking through to make sure it's in.
Devil, you
So yeah, Grounded was a game that Nick absolutely enjoyed while it was in game preview. It was huge. It was for a game preview game. This kept him absolutely hooked for a freaking month or two.
I believe I played hundreds of hours of this game. I'm fairly certain.
Yeah, and he loved it. Like I tried to play it with him, and I shared some of the same passion for the game, but then quickly fell off. But you played that much of it that when it came out of game preview, you didn't go back to it. But this is the first huge DLC and update they're getting. It's called it's called Make It and Break It update, which is not only adding a load of new stuff into the game, but it's also allowing you to build your own levels with traps and devices and everything like that. So they're taking the sandbox and making the sandbox bigger in a bigger sandbox.
I have no time for this, but it looks so good. This game is so good, y'all. If you like the crafty, buildy, survival type games, this game is so solid. I believe it's Obsidian. I'm almost 100% sure.
Yeah.
Obsidian does not get enough credit for this freaking game. It is so good. I don't have any time, but man, I could sink so much time into this game for sure. It's an absolute banger of a game, and it just does not get enough praises for what it has done and what it is. So there you go. I'll step off my soapbox of Grounded now. We named this title. We named the title of this show "A License to Thrill," and we never put in why we named it that, Sean.
Well, there's some 007 news. Let me just pull up our Twitter page really quick because they dropped a really good post which covered all the information that you needed for this. So please fill the gap while I go.
I can do that. I can give a shout out to the Game Pass Tracker social team, which is where Sean's going to our Twitter page because they always have the stuff you need. You can find that on Twitter and all different kinds of places. Game Pass Tracker. We always have the latest news when it comes to Xbox. And so they are awesome. They keep the stuff we miss. Like we wouldn't know about this if it wasn't for them. So they keep us up to date so that we can keep you guys up to date. So thanks, social team.
Yep.
You rock.
Really, that was well timed. So IO Interactive has shared some details on its upcoming game, James Bond game, which is called Project 007. The game is described as a brand new James Bond video game that will feature an entirely original Bond story. So it's not like GoldenEye was played off the film GoldenEye and stuff like that. It's not going to do that. So players will assume the role of the iconic secret agent to earn their 00 status in what is being pitched as the first James Bond origin story game. Gaming realm. So I like this because you're going to come through as from not being a 007 to be a 007. In an interview with Edge magazine, IO Interactive's chief CEO Hakan Abran mentioned that the game is aimed to provide a more scripted experience than Hitman's freeform drones. So that sounds like it's going to be a little bit on rails to me, but I'm assuming that they're going to allow you to take different paths still to get the same thing done, but kind of push you in a direction rather than here's a house, kill this guy.
Yeah.
Off you go. Additionally, it was revealed in a conversation with the Eurogamer that the game is an origin story and will feature a brand new 007 character, marking the beginning of a new narrative line for gamers to explore. Despite these snippets of information, the game has been kept relatively under wraps since its announcement, with very little information being released over the past 2 years. But these details hint at a fresh narrative gameplay experience that deviates from previous James Bond games and possibly from IO Interactive's earlier titles like Hitman. This new venture into the James Bond universe seems to be promising and exciting one, blending a fresh narrative with immersive spycraft gameplay elements. I'm super hyped for this. Being British, the whole 007 thing, it's just, it's our bread and butter. Daniel Craig is my favorite 007 out of them all, because he is the rugged, dirty, blonde-haired, dangerous, less techie 007, which is true to the books, where your previous ones like Pierce Brosnan and Connery were all like there for flashy womanizers, to say the best. Mm-hmm. So where Craig's Bond wasn't all about the women, he was all about the ruthless revenge, which is what the books were about. So I'm a big Bond fan. It's something that I every time there's been a film, me and Lindsay have always watched the last 3 films. We've always gone with her dad to watch them, but like I've always gone to the cinema and made a point of watching them. Read the books, fantastic stories and franchise to be part of anyway. But yeah, I'm super excited for this. I would love for this to be a day one release with Game Pass. Ooh. I would.
That would be pretty big.
Yeah.
I'm excited about it. IO Interactive is the Hitman people, correct?
True. Yes.
Okay. So why that when I read the thing on our Twitter, the blurb on our Twitter, that was my only thing, and you hit on it, which is it seems like it's more on rails. Like why I want IO Active Hitman, but James Bond style. Like that's what I would love. That's that sounds awesome to me. And maybe we can still get that. You can make it, what do they call it, wide linear, where it's not like
yes,
but it gives you some form. So hopefully that's what
they did that with Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider gave you, like the new Tomb Raiders anyway, gave you that you had a direction that you were heading in, but gave you enough room to play the game your own way.
Yeah.
So it's easily done. Like you say, freeform linear. That could be complete new genre. We've just made a freeform linear. It. So
let's patent that. That's what we just did it. I'm sure nobody's ever said that before us. Yeah, it's exciting. I love Bond, not as much as you, but I do watch all the movies, and so I'm all down. I'm all down for a Bond game, and if it comes to Game Pass, I'll definitely be there. And if it's awesome, I may even buy it. So we'll just have to wait and see. That, though, is our top stories, folks. Now we are on to the dashboard. Gotta hit the buttons. All right. So what do we, I don't know. You want to start? You want me to start? Who's starting? What are we doing?
Well, all I'll say is I played about 45 minutes of Miniko's Night Market before we went away on Friday. Friday before we went away was an absolute trauma of a day for me. I finished nights, took Lindsay to work, came home, and then had to organize kids, packing the car up, getting the car sorted, feeding children, and then trying to get some sleep before I took the 3-hour drive to where we went to for a little week away. So Friday was a bit of a crazy day. I managed to play 45 minutes in Miniko's Night Market before I just got too tired that I couldn't function. And I love that. I love Bobo. Bobo is currently my favorite person in the world and favorite character. He's hilarious, lots of energy, lots of entrepreneurial kind of energy. It's just funny. Very funny to think. And I like the cats at the little crafting market that you can sell things near Miniko's house, left cat and right cat. I thought that was hilarious. I don't know if it was because I was really tired, but that made me giggle so much. So I played 45 minutes of that. And then this evening I played about half an hour of Jusant. So that's been my week gaming. I played some Super Mario Odyssey while I was away because the kids took their Switch Lite, and I got a lot of "Did I can't do this" and thrust in my face. So
Yeah, that's the best. My kids are playing Luigi's Mansion right now by themselves, Noah and Ariel, and so I get a lot of that too. Like, Dad, how do I do this? But they're doing amazing at it. Anyway, so Maniko's Night Market is as I'm sure if you have been a listener. Or are a new listener, you're realizing I'm a crafty, comfy, cozy kind of gamer, and it is fantastic. It has a great story. It's touching. It's cute. It also sings to me a bit, as I'm sure it will, Sean, because it's a dad and daughter who have to move. It's not revealed yet why. I mean, I'm a season and a half in, and I still don't know entirely why they've moved. I know they didn't move by choice. But they had to move. And so they're kind of trying to find their way in this new town, and you're trying to find this mysterious cat who's kind of like the Bigfoot of cats. I mean, he literally is a big cat, but he also has the aspect of like he leaves little like you can see that he's been there, but nobody can ever find him. And so the story's touching and it's cute, and the crafting is good. And the shopkeeping part is fun, and there's fetch quests, lots of them. So if you're not a fetch quest fan, go into it with a grain of salt. It does need a quality of life check. That would be my only thing that I would say. Nothing is detrimental to the game. There's no bugs. I haven't come into anything like that. What I have come into is like, well, hey, you want to sell? I'd like to sell this thing. Okay, would you want to sell one or all of them? What? I'd like to sell 10 of them. So if I want to sell 10 of the thing that I might have 30 of, guess what I have to do? I have to click the button to sell one thing 10 times to get that done. Things like that need to be fixed in the game, and the game will be great. Right now, it's good, and I mean that in the best way possible. It is a good game that I would recommend if you like those kind of games you play. It also has the museum side of things. If you're familiar with Animal Crossing, you're collecting flowers, different flowers in each season. You get those, you give them to the museum people, they give you gifts, blah, blah, blah. There's all that stuff. And I will say the story is yeah, I think I said it's cute and quaint and touching. So that's Maniko's Night Market. Give it a go if you like those kind of games. Jusant was a very, very pleasant surprise. The climbing, this is a game, in case you don't know, it's all about climbing. It's a vertical game. And when I say climbing, it's not like you walk up to the ladder and the guy and your character climbs the ladder, because that's what you're usually used to in video games. No, your left and right trigger controls each of your character's arms, and you use the left stick while with an arm free to grab the next hold, whatever that hold is. The game is no voiceover. There's no voiceover whatsoever. It's all you finding letters or other pieces, clues to try to figure out the story. So stick with the story. The story does reveal itself better than a lot of these games do. Sometimes it can be frustrating. Sean knows I've played like Fartide, which has no letters, and you're just supposed to figure it out. Frustrating. That is not this game. The story will be revealed as you climb the tower. It's worth it. I will say, though, that if you want to totally ignore the letters, you will never find anything out about the story. And it's hard to ignore all the letters because they do kind of point them out to you. But if you do ignore them, then you won't know what's going on in the game. Just legit. But it has great music. The climbing is intentional, and it feels so good when you get it right. And the puzzles are all about the climbing. Those two things merge together to make the environmental puzzles, and they are so creative how they do it, and how they make you think to use your anchors for they call them pitoons, I think. I'm not a climber. And how you hook those in, and it is right. And it's a 5 to 7 hour game, something like that. And so it doesn't take a lot of your gaming time to finish it. And when you get to the end, you'll feel, I don't know, I felt like it was just a really great story. So,
yep. That's the aspect of the game that I'm loving, is how true to climbing it is. That you anchor in at the bottom, you got to make your way up, and before you start getting to like a more technical section or a bit that you have to jump, you have to stick a baton in, and that kind of anchors you if you do fall. Then the bit that I do like after that is once you fall and you can kind of swing yourself back up, rappel up and down, and bits and pieces like that. And that the aspect of every now and then you have to take a rest and kind of hold the left analog stick down, and like you can see the person kind of take the hand off and shake it off, and you regain some of your stamina. That I absolutely love the climbing aspect of it. I am gonna rush through this game because of the climbing aspect. I'm enjoying you can anchor to anywhere and set off climbing. If there's anything that you can hold on to, and the game does kind of guide you into what you can and can't hold on to. Which is what before we start recording, Nick kind of pointed out. He was like, "Oh, keep an eye out for like this," and like gave me one tiny little fragment of a clue, which is going to help me with the rest of the game.
Yeah, there was one point where I got super frustrated, and I just didn't realize this was a thing you could grab onto. Quite frankly, like I was just like, I don't know where to go, but other than that, the one thing I will say, the one game mechanic that I absolutely love that Don't Nod did, is they could have made this game about like character control, not platforming because there's not jumping, but they could have made your character fall off edges. You cannot die in this game per se. Like you can fall, but as Sean said, immediately when you start climbing, there's always an anchor point, and you anchor to that point. And so what happens is if I'm climbing and I miss a climb, or I use my energy in the wrong way, the worst case scenario is I fall down to the last anchor point. Once you unanchor, you can't just like walk off the edge. They literally won't let you do that. So there's this feeling in the game that's really kind of cool of like, I made it to the end without dying. Like, literally I didn't fall off the edge. In some games you're like, yeah, I died like 17 times. If this would have been real life, I would have never made it to the top. And the feeling of like, yeah, I did this. I did it without dying. Granted, they helped you do it that way. But I think it adds to the story of like, instead of the story of like when you get to the end of like, well, I fell off the cliff 25 times, but I guess I finally got here. So whatever. I think that game mechanic is really cool, and they could more games could use to look at that and be brazen enough to be like, yeah, you're not going to die in this game. It's not going to be easy. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It just means that you're not going to like, your character's not going to die. You may have to try that climb 3 or 4 times before you find the right way to climb it, but you're not going to.
And it doesn't take away from the element of, the danger aspect of it. So like when you're trying to make a jump and you don't get the jump right, you get the feeling of, oh no, but like you said, there's no damage, there's no health bar, you just literally have a stamina bar. And I like that. I didn't know you couldn't walk off the edge. That I've not tried, but like I like the fact that I have fallen into the cliffside, and they could have like added, you could have damaged yourself or hurt yourself, and like, but it just knocks your stamina a little bit. If you like fall from a distance, have to grab again, you use a lot of stamina, and that's the only aspect like danger wise that there is to the game, and I like that. It's like you said, it's fresh. It's refreshing to have that in a game.
So. Yeah. I have never climbed in a game like you climb in this game, and it just, the moment I started to do it, I was like, because when you see it on the trailer, you're like, oh, okay, like everybody knows how to climb. You just walk up to the ladder, and maybe you have to hit A. Likely you don't even have to hit A, and your character's just like just starts climbing up the ladder or whatever, and you're like, okay, I've played Zelda, I know how you climb, and it's like, come on, but no, you like walk up, and then they're like LR, and I'm like, wait, what do you mean? Why? And I was like, oh, or ZR, sorry, ZR. It's like, oh, okay, all right, now ZL. Oh, and you start to get it, and it's like, oh, I see what we're doing here. This is a whole new thing. So yeah. Anything else on that?
I like that you can do it. I like that you can do it quicker, so you can like do it, take your time slowly, or if like it's just a straight ladder, and start slow but then speeds up. So
yeah.
The two other things I like is the physics with jumping. Like if you normally in a game where there's like a jumping and platform or climbing element, if you hit the jump button, you would jump quite high. This like she jumps literally like a normal human being would jump. And
Okay,
the
I see
the
what you're
element
saying.
of
Hmm.
the element of the double jump is that it's literally a small wall kick. So if
Yeah.
you need to get up to a ledge that's just a little bit higher, like she will wall kick up ever so slightly more. And that's for me, that is my favorite part of the physics behind the game, is that you can't just run and jump really high or really far. It's just you get as far as you would normally be able to get in real life.
Hmm. Yeah. So, man, for me at least, two bangers games came out pretty much back to back on Game Pass. And then my Halloween game was Costume Quest 2. That was a game I played. I played Costume Quest last year, played Costume Quest this year, finished that off. If you haven't played these games, such a fun. These are Double Fine. Double Fine Studio games. So the writing is absolutely hilarious. It's funny. It's good. What these games are is RPGs where you play as kids who find costumes in the world, and the costumes are basically the RPG classes. So like if you want to be a superhero, put on the superhero costume, and your kid is then the superhero, and when he goes into a battle, he kind of grows up into a big adult superhero. And you could be a pterodactyl or something like that, and then he grows up to be a pterodactyl or a clown or whatever. All these costumes, and then they also all have an activity or a thing they do in the main world, in the open world, where like the clown has a horn and he can make birds go away, or the pterodactyl has wings and he can blow leaves. Fantastic, funny writing, great game. Again, small bite size, about 5 or 6 hours. Real fun on Game Pass right now. So if you're looking for something like that, I know it's kind of past the spooky season, but if you want to catch it for this year, then it is out there and it is a lot of fun. I think Sean is having headphone problems.
Yeah, I'm definitely having headphone problems for whatever reason. They last like an hour and a half, and then they just try and connect to whoever's phone gets opened up. So,
So you're hearing some kind of like wave sounds right now or something.
yep, literally, that's it. I listen. It was like I was playing, just on. It literally connected. It was connected to Lindsay's phone upstairs.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I mean, not for you, but all right. Well, let's go to the party chat.
It's party time! Woohoo! Oh yeah!
My friends, we have a couple of questions. It looks like from ScrinolX50 from X. So thank you. We always love questions. I went to the wrong thing, by the way. Sorry. There we go. That's the right thing. My bad. Party chat, for those of you who don't know, is where we chat with our listeners and chatters. So we'll take questions. Chat, if you got any questions for us, we appreciate you. Happy to answer them. And then Sean and I will just catch up and chat if there's no questions. So we're good with that. So first question. Now that Activision plus Blizzard have been approved, will Xbox's roadmap be updated, or will it look the same? What do you think, Sean?
I think there's going to be an update with the roadmap. I think the one that came out in the leak as well is definitely going to get an update pretty soon.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of hoping that it's what we'll see a little bit of that in BlizzCon, but not too much. But come the holiday period, or at least early January, I'm expecting some kind of announcement to come. It'll be probably across the social medias. I don't think they're going to do a full showcase. But yeah, I think we need to see some form of roadmap of when things are going to be added and what titles are coming.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I mean, I can't. They'll have a grace period for a couple more weeks, probably. I mean, they haven't really had a grace period at all. People were immediately talking about how they should be on Game Pass. What's going to be on Game Pass? Is it going to drop immediately? I was one of those that thought there would be some secret drop the day of. I was wrong. Phil basically said the next week, nothing's happening for at least 3 weeks. But even if they stick to now what Sean is or what Sean, the new president of gaming, is said. No, what Phil has said is 2024 sounds right. Then I think soon, yes, they probably need to give us an idea of what that roadmap looks like. But it is the holiday season, so it is, well, I say encroaching, but it's pretty much the holiday season now. So I think that might wait until January, to be honest. If they have no plans to release anything this year, legit, that's their plan, then I don't think they'll release any. I don't think we'll see a roadmap until middle of January, probably. That's my thought. And maybe in that roadmap there will be an immediate release of like, hey, there's this, and look at this is what we're gonna do in 2024 with Actiblizz. I don't know. What do you think, Sean?
Yeah. Yeah. I think I want to say BlizzCon we might see some Warhammer stuff. Maybe a roadmap of the Warhammer thing, like backlog games coming out. But then the Activision side of it, I definitely can't see that happening until the new year.
Yeah.
So they don't want to disrupt the launch of the new Call of Duty game with the ability to have the backlog of Call of Duty games on Game Pass. So they're going to let November, like, it's out on beta's already been out. Early access is coming soon, and so they're going to ride that wave of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 for a while before they then start saying, "Here's the back catalog." So
yeah, I think that makes sense. As much as I like want something right now, I don't see it happening.
We don't have with the 17 games that we've just talked about further on in the.
I know.
Back on in the podcast, that we haven't got enough time to play games from Activision.
Dude, you are 100% right. It's just the gamer mentality of like, you got the stuff, I want it all. You said you could have it. You said we could. You said we'd have it. Give it to me now.
Give me.
Yeah, no, you're totally right. If they came out with something right now, I'd be like, I don't even think I can play it. So yeah, like, am I hurt? No, it's just my mentality of like, I'll take it. Thank you. But yep. Thank you so much for the question, Skrinal X from 50 from X. We appreciate it. You want to field the next one too?
Yeah, so this is from Mike, who is part of the Game Pass Tracker team. He's the guy that, if you're on Twitch, you can see he's chatting away. He also moderates for us. So thank you very much, Mike. And thank you very much for the question. So it's given the recent edition of Dead Space and soon to be edition of Wild Hearts, do you guys expect to see Star Wars Jedi Survivor added to Game Pass Ultimate by the end of the year? Now, I know somebody's ears would be pricking up straight away as soon as like this is mentioned. And good shout out to our friend Bruce, Mr. Togobap. I think I even tagged him in this on X. He would love to see this. I would like to see it because I'd like to give it a go. I'm not a massive Star Wars fan. Sorry, all Star Wars fans out there. But I would like to give it a go, and I definitely would if it came to Game Pass. I'm not going to go out and drop the 60-70 pound on that because I don't have the 60-70 pounds to spend luxuriously on games that I might not like. But it coming to Game Pass by the end of the year, I'm not 100% certain. I think it's on EA Play Pro at the moment. So if you're subscribed to that, you can get it via that. But I don't think the EA Play Pro section is part of the Game Pass subscription. I think we get the lower tier of just EA Play.
Yeah. I don't think it'll be this year. I do think it'll come, but I don't think it'll be this year. I think... So April 28th, I looked it up. I'm not that smart to know when stuff came out. But April 28th is when it dropped. I could see it getting a full year by itself before they give it to EA Play, and in doing so, also Game Pass. So that's what I think. I think it will come, but it'll be sometime in 2024.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's going to come down. It's going to lose popularity, so it's going to hit that 12-month mark for a start. before it drops in popularity, for it to come down from the pro section to the normal play section. And even then, I don't think it's directly pinned in to come straight to Game Pass, because we don't automatically get all the EA Play games that come to Game Pass. They kind of pick and choose which ones are available.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, I mean, to get a game like, I mean, how long was Dead Space Remastered? That must have been, I think that's less than a year, isn't it?
I don't know. Sorry.
I'm sure it's less than a year. Dead Space Remaster release date. January 27th. Oh, so close to a year. So January 27th was when Dead Space Remaster came out, and then we've seen it recently being added to EA Play on Game Pass. So yeah, it could be, like you said, it could get to April or maybe earlier. Could get to like March and maybe drop to Play and then come to, well, I don't know. Oh, this could be something that they say for the summer showcase and be like, hey, look, you remember that really cool Jedi Survivor game that came out last year? Well, it's now on Game Pass as of today. So,
yep, yeah, I could see it. Yeah, I'll just say 2024. That was a good correlation, Sean. It really was to look at Dead Space and say, hey, look at when that. So you're talking like 8 months, basically 9 months. So yeah, I could see it being sometime in those first 4 months of 2024, and I do think it will come to Game Pass when they put it on EA Play. Even if Xbox has to chuck a little extra cash or something like that.
Yeah, so you can. Our agreement is Q1 of 2024.
That's right. There you go. That is
Cool.
our shtick.
Yep, and that's our questions. So, yeah, how's it been? How was Halloween for you? Because you did how many trunk or treats now?
Too many.
You've done
Ridiculous amount. But no, we had a lot of fun. We did our Charlie Brown thing. We went to, and they're not all trunk or treats. Some of them are just like trick or treats in the downtown area or something like that. So 1, 2, 3. I think we did 4, and we handed out at 1. So
Cool.
3,000 kids came through to get candy.
Wow.
That was so much candy. But no, it was fun. We love doing it. Halloween grows in our household as our kids get older at this point. So I was thinking it would get like less, like the kids would be like, that's okay, Dad. But no, there's still, that time will probably come, but it has not come yet. They are still very much all about it, and I love it. And so, and my wife especially loves it because she loves making costumes, and she does an awesome job. And I just kind of go along. And so yeah, it's been good fun.
We were away for Halloween this year, and we were kind of like, we were super, like, we took stuff to decorate, so we had like bats everywhere in the lodge that we were stopping at, and I took some bunting that went up with like skeletons and Frankenstein bunting and stuff like that. We even took the wreath for the front door that we normally hang up. We took that with us and hung it on the outside light outside the front door of the lodge. But we went with all intentions that the site we were going to was going to be fully booked out, basically, and there'd be loads of people there, and we could take Logan out in his costume, and he could go around like from lodge to lodge knocking and kind of doing a trick-or-treat on the lodge. When we got there was 4 lodges on the whole entire site. The site that we've gone to, it was really, really new, only just opened. So 4 lodges in the entire site. We were the only people in the entire place all week, just us. It's been blissfully, peacefully quiet, but also at the same point, because it's been really foggy most nights where it was really eerie. When you're stopping right next to a lake and like driving in on a night and everything's like really foggy, but you can just see our lodge lit up. I'm like, yeah, Jason Voorhees is gonna have a field day here.
So, I loved Emily was like, yeah, it's creepy, and you're like, I thought it was great. I was like, yeah, it sounds creepy, man. It sounds like it's just setting up for like a horror movie. Like you're walking, you're like, kids, this is gonna be great. We're all going on vacation, and you pull in, and all the kids are like, Dad, no one's here. You're like, oh, don't worry, this is fine. And then you're like, I told you, I was like, if there's a creepy maintenance man, Sean, you need to leave. Like that is the final straw. If that gets checked, don't stay. Like that just means something bad's gonna happen. Yeah. But there was no creepy maintenance man, folks, and Sean made it back okay. So.
Well, I made it back okay. I'm missing a part of a tooth. I've reopened my elbow with trampoline in, and Logan's got a cold. So, but other than that, it was a good week.
Yeah, that sounds fantastic. Welcome to Vacationing with Kids. 101.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. You were supposed this for me recording wise. Like I'm now at home in my living room. I've got my light, and the sound's right, and I've got reliable internet. Like I called Nick. I text Nick. I was like, we need to do some form of audio test because I'm going to be using my phone to hotspot because obviously with it being a new site, their internet was absolute garbage. I was panicking a little bit, and then like Logan ended up feeling really unwell last night. Lindsay did an all-nighter looking after Logan, and then she kind of set about doing her assignment for her bachelor's and stuff like that. And I came out of the room at 2:00 in the morning. I was like, I'm so tired. I looked at Lindsay, who looked quite tired and stressed out. Listening to Logan cough, I was like, I just want to go home. I want to put everything in the car now and go home. So when we woke up the next morning, we kind of had the discussion. We were like, why are we waiting to leave at 7:00 tomorrow morning when we could just leave at 6:00 this evening? And so we did that. It was a better option rather than staying up late trying to record the podcast, possibly running into technical issues because of the internet. I was like, yep, we'll take that anytime. We'll go home, we'll get in our own bed, we get some good rest. Hopefully let Logan rest a bit. So
I see this I see this picture of you as like a little kid camp, like at camp, like, I just want to go home. Don't make me stay at camp anymore, Mom. I just want to go home.
Yeah, I think the trampolining on Wednesday kind of sealed the coffin a little bit because I used muscles trampolining that I forgot that I had. So like the kids were like, "Oh, Dad, you could do backflips, can't you?" I was like, "I used to be able to do backflips, but yeah." So yeah, I was doing backflips. I was doing stuff where I bounced onto my back and then did a backflip off the back of that. I was doing front flips. I was teaching the kids how to front flip.
Oh no,
So
no, yeah. So when we got our trampoline, I was jumping around, and I'm good on a trampoline, but not any of that stuff. Like, I don't do any of that stuff. But like when we first got it, I was like, "Hey kid, look at me!" And so like I jump up I get really high, and then I fall on my butt and then hop back up. And I was like, "Look, you can do that." And so everybody was doing that. No, man. The next day, I felt like somebody had taken my spinal cord in like a vice, and it was just like, I was like, "Oh, that was such a horrible idea, Becca. Who did I think I was?" So
I mean, even Emily was like, she was like, she stretched when we got home today. She was like, she stretched. She went, oh, my stomach, it hurts. So I was like, what do you mean it hurts? Are you okay? She goes, no, it's just, I think it just aches. I think I used too many, like I used my muscles too much. I was like, okay, yeah, you definitely did. So it was good fun.
Yeah,
Good fun.
Well, Sean, we are almost at 2 hours, so we probably need to wrap this up.
Holy moly. We apologize that it's been a long one, but there was just so much news.
There was.
And what you might come to learn with me and Nick is that we can talk. We can talk for a long time. So, but yeah, just a very quick reminder then for everybody for all our social networking stuff. You can get out there. It's at Game Pass Tracker. If you want to email us, it's show@gamepasstracker.com. That's show@gamepasstracker.com. Thank you very much for everybody in the live chat this evening, and thank you very much to our moderators, and a huge thank you to our social team and everybody behind the scenes at Game Pass Tracker. We absolutely adore you, and we wouldn't be here doing this without you guys. So thanks very much, and until next time, we shall see you later.
See you later, guys.